Alright, so what types of things do you think about when you're shopping for products? Maybe you think about the price of the product, try to get the most bang for your buck, or maybe there's a certain brand that you really like, so you're constantly looking for that. Well, how many of you think about the pre-production? There's so many brands, such as beauty products, medicines, that are out there on the shelves today at the cost of animal testing. I believe that animal testing is completely unethical, and we need to do what we can to prevent it. Let me start by giving you the definition. Dictionary's website defines animal testing as the use of non-human animals in research and development projects, especially for purposes of determining the safety of substances such as foods or drugs. In the U.S. alone, over 100 million animals suffer and die a year from animal testing. And when I say this, I think a lot of people's minds are going completely, directly to rats. You know, we use the term lab rats. We really don't think twice about that. There are over 200 million rats in New York City. We set up mice traps, stuff like that. But bunnies, cats, and dogs are also common test subjects. So my big question is this: why are humans testing animals for products that the animals will not be using? Yeah, we share 95% of our genetic structure with mice, but we share 100% with other humans. And there have been many, many medical breakthroughs because of animal testing, but there are so many alternatives that are better in a lot of different ways. One alternative is in vitro testing or test tube testing. This uses organs on chips that contain human cell growth, and it's more effective because human genetics are used, so it's a lot more reliable. Another example is computer modeling, which uses sophisticated computer models that simulate human biology and the progression of developing diseases. This is able to predict how a human body will react to a new drug. And finally, human volunteers is a completely viable option. Lush uses human volunteers, that's a Lush logo, and I'm pretty sure humans give better feedback. Also, using human volunteers for medicine isn't as dangerous as I think a lot of people would think. Scientists use something called microdosing, and this is able to test the safety and how humans will metabolize a new drug. And there are so many benefits to these alternatives. So one of the benefits is that it is way more reliable. A test for Epiderm, which tested skin irritants, they used an in vitro test, and it was able to identify 100% of the skin irritants, while the same test done on bunnies, this identified 10 of the 25, so that's 40%. It's also more cost-effective, practical, and expedient. In Vitro International did a study using an alternative for chemical corrosivity, and it took 3 minutes to 4 hours to complete the study, while the same test for chemical corrosivity done on animals can take 2 full weeks. Also, less products are used during these studies, making it far less expensive. And finally, it is more environmentally friendly. When scientists are doing these, they are putting toxins into the animals, and that they obviously are going to have to dispose of the animals, so they're disposing of toxic animals, basically. So cruelty-free testing is less harmful to the environment, and it creates a lot less waste. Alright, so is it necessary to kill animals for medicine? And when I say killing, I'm not exaggerating. According to Cruelty Free International's website, the test for Botox is an example of this. What scientists do is they inject the Botox serum into the abdomens of mice, and then over the next 3 days, count how many die from the serum. And this is supposed to find the safety of the Botox. But according to PETA, even if a product harms animals, it can still be marketed to customers. Conversely, just because a product was shown to be safe in humans does not guarantee that it will be safe, or just because a product was safe in animals does not guarantee that it will be safe to use in humans. So to simplify this even more, do you guys believe that abuse is ethical? I would hope that all of you would say no to this. Well, abuse is defined as the treatment of a person or an animal with cruelty or violence, especially regularly or repeatedly. Animals are included directly into the definition, and if you need more convincing that they're treated cruelly or violently, I encourage you to watch videos on PETA's website. So now I want to close off with a challenge. I want you to think about the products that you're purchasing and consider their pre-production. I want you to ask yourself if that tube of mascara, that bottle shampoo, that bar of soap is worth the life of an animal. And I encourage you to do research for yourself and consider being a conscious consumer of cruelty-free products. I have these ones don't test on animals, and these ones do. And there's a lot of different categories and such. That's it.